Welcome back to Live on Lakeside. I'm Larry Macon Jr. And now it's time to reveal this week's Everyday Champion. Today I would like to introduce to you Dr. Tony Miner. He's the manager of Faith Community Outreach for MetroHealth, and he's helping the community through a new venture called Project Thrive. Also joining us is Pastor Jimmy Gates, who is also helping with this project. Welcome to the show, Pastor Miner.
Thank you so much.
And also Pastor Gates, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here. Tell us a little bit more about what you're doing at MetroHealth with Project Thrive.
Oh, thank you very much. It's so good to be here. With this project, the hospital is working with churches, equipping them and giving them the skills to support persons who have impacted by trauma. Very often when people have a traumatic experience, it could be a gunshot wound, it could be falling from a tree, just different things that impact them. It's just not the physical injury we're concerned about, but it's also the emotional injury. Wow. And very often the faith community can be there to help people, especially young people, when people experience what's called adverse childhood experiences. That's where they may be in a home with someone that is on opiates or heroin, individuals that have drug problems, poverty. It impacts them. People who have had adverse childhood experiences are 4 times more likely to have cancer, diabetes, to end up in poverty, homelessness. This project gives churches the skills to walk with, to be a friend, to help people address the issues that they face in the healing process.
Wow, and Pastor Gates, I know you work with many churches. Tell us how the church can help.
Well, the church is involved as it relates to identifying families from a referral basis, and what we do is we be a support for those families that are having issues of trauma. And when we first got involved with this project, we got an opportunity to actually visit Metro and see what it entails. And when you look at trauma, you think of the trauma unit at Metro, but there's so much more entailed than that because trauma impacts not only the family, the community, but it also impacts the entire city as well. And when we get these children that are impacted by trauma, when it goes untreated, it just continues to mushroom, and these kids really start to having effects that affect them throughout their lives. Trauma is just like a cancer. If it goes untreated, undetected, it just continues to get worse. And the faith community is working through these families, and we're going to form healing circles that will impact throughout the city of Cleveland, one block, one church, one community at a time.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. I appreciate the work that you are all doing, especially for young people, which looks like that's the emphasis of this Project Thrive. But tell us a little bit, how can you enroll your church?
Well, what they can do is they can call me, 778-7100, and we will invite them to a training on trauma and trauma-informed care. And then these churches will form a trauma care team within their church. They'll have a captain, and they will understand all of the nuances and the things that are behind traumatic experiences. Very often, these families, they need support, and the churches historically have worked with persons in crisis. So we invite people to call us, join the training, and help us help our community. We understand at the hospital that sometimes it takes more than medicine.
Well, I appreciate you all being on the show and letting us know more about how you're helping young people. I'm telling you, you guys are doing a great work.
Thank you.
Thanks again, and we'll make sure that we try to get churches and our community to all come together and help these young people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
And I want to thank you, the faithful Live on Lakeside Everyday Champion viewers, for tuning in. But before I go, here's your tip of the week. Refuse to be bitter and make the choice to work to get better. Yes, bitterness is an extremely destructive force. It seeps into the depths of your heart and soul through things like unforgiveness, anger, jealousy, and worry. When you harbor these feelings, it closes the door to success in your life. It locks us from our potential and destroys our relationships that could help us in our future. You have the power to release bitterness, and it can start right now. So release it. Live in freedom. You may have been through some unfair situations, but remember, it's not over till it's over. Have faith in what you can do and in what needs to be released from your mind to tap into that freedom, to breathe easy and live again. Well, that's my message to you for this week. And I'm glad you tuned in to see who's doing some great things in our community. Remember to visit my website at LarryMaconJr.com or add me on Facebook and Instagram as I post daily inspiration to help you throughout your day. I speak every week, and you can find where that is by going to mzov.org. Be sure to contact me and let me know who you think should be next week's Everyday Champion. There's good people doing some great things, and I'm glad I get to share it with you every single week. We're live on Lakeside, and we'll be right back.